Hello, Kids Place friends. Welcome to another episode of Kids Place, where kids come to play, learn, achieve, create, and explore. I'm Ms. Traherne, and this is my co-host,
Mrs. Day. Let's start with our hello song.
Hello, friends. How are you? We're very happy to see you. Greet your neighbor, boogie on down, give a bump and turn around. For today's play segment, we're going to send Fanny on a field trip.
Oh, how fun.
She is going over to Oakville Elementary School to visit Miss Butner's pre-K class. They are going to do a beanbag toss, practicing their position words with Fanny's help.
Nice.
So you can do this at home with any kind of a stuffed animal. So watch Miss Butner's students, and then maybe you can try it out at home. After having all that fun, now we're going to get ourselves calm and ready. And remember, I am safe. Keep breathing. I can handle this.
Okay, Zelina, go ahead.
My name is Alina. This is a breathing technique that I made up. It's called Elsa Breathing. This is how you do it, okay? When you breathe in, your arms go like this. And when you breathe out, your arms go like that. And you're pretending when your arms go this, you're letting your magic go out. And you're like this, you're like sucking it. You pretend you're sucking it in. So this is how I do it my way. I do it the same way as you, but it's a little bit different because Elsa sometimes turns into. So this is a different kind of Elsa one. But when you pretend and you twirl around when you're breathing in, and then you twirl around, and you pretend you're changing into a boot. The one she's wearing was her magic when she's at her castle.
Okay, so let's try it 3 times. Tell everybody what to do.
Okay. You put your arms like this for breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. At the end, you twirl. Twirl! That's how you do it the different way. Thank you. Pinky out and put it on your head. On number 10. That's what I said for Rick.
So what do we call that, Carter? What do you call that?
Shrek.
Shrek breathing technique. Carter just made that up.
That actually is called Shrek with a donkey.
Well, now we're ready to learn. Fanny, did you know there's a special date coming up?
What day is it?
We have another holiday coming. We have so many holidays in the spring. We have Earth Day coming on April 22nd.
Oh, that's really important to me.
Could you want to tell us a little bit about why it's so important?
Well, I live in a pond, so when people take care of the earth, they're helping all of the critters, especially the frogs.
That's right. Earth Day is all about thinking about how we can take care of the earth. So you're right, Fanny, it is especially important for us to think about what we do on a daily basis that might affect not only ourselves, but the animals and the habitats around the world. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So when you're in school, you might learn about, there are 3 R words that we talk about during Earth Day. Do you know what those 3 R words are?
I might know one, but I don't know all 3.
Okay, why don't you tell us the one you do know?
I know about recycling.
Recycling, very good. The other 2 are reduce and reuse. So the 3 important things that we like to talk about on Earth Day are reduce, reuse, and recycle. So why don't we talk a little bit about each one? I'm going to put these words up here on the board. So reduce, reuse, which means to use something again or in a different way, and recycle. Okay, so reduce means to use less of something. Reuse, like I said, is to take something and use it in a different way or for something else. And then recycle. This is a tricky one. Fanny, you said you knew what recycle means. You want to give us a little insight about what you think that means?
Well, when you recycle, you don't just throw it in a trash can. You put it in a special recycle bin so that it can be processed and used again.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing on the reuse and the recycle, because really recycling, it goes through a process like, well, let's talk a little bit about what we might recycle. Can you think of something we might recycle? And then this might make more sense.
Plastic bottles.
Plastic bottles. So I'm going to put that up here. Any type of plastic can be recycled. And basically what that means is it goes to a special building where they might melt it down and then make it into something again. So we can also do that with paper. They kind of mush it up and then they can make new paper and then reuse it again. Isn't that really interesting?
Yeah, I saw at the grocery store they have a bin where you can put the plastic bags in.
Yeah, you might see things for recycling at your grocery store. You might find things for recycling at school. Maybe your teacher keeps a plastic bin just for that paper and plastic. You see it in the cafeteria if you eat there. And maybe even you might have a special bin at your house. So recycling is a really important part of keeping our earth clean, because if we didn't recycle, where does all of that go?
It makes too much trash.
It goes in the trash, that's right. And sometimes we think that we put it in the trash and we bag it up and then it just goes away. But all that trash gets put in one big, huge pile. Have you ever been to the dump before, Fanny?
Yeah, it's kind of stinky there.
It is kind of stinky there. So in order to keep all of that paper and plastic out of our environment, we want to recycle it so that we can reuse it again. Okay, let's talk about reuse now. So it's kind of confusing. So recycling, we're breaking it down and making it new again so that we can reuse it. But when we talk about reuse, we wouldn't send it to the recycling bin and we wouldn't throw it in the trash, but we could take it and someone else might be able to use it, or you might use it for a different purpose. So one of the things that we can do, your growing bodies get bigger all the time, right?
That's right.
So the clothes that you wear now, you might not be able to fit in just a few months, or when the season changes, you might not need the winter coat that you just had. So clothes are a big one that we can reuse. Maybe you have a younger brother or sister or a cousin that you could then pass those on to for them to reuse them. If you don't have a use for them or someone in your family, you can always take them to a thrift store for someone else to use.
I've seen a lot of bins that they make at the stores that you can put your clothes and shoes in.
You might see them all over the county. Some of them are blue and some of them are yellow. And it's a big bin where you can take your clothes that you might not want anymore, need anymore, and you can donate them and put them in those bins. So if you're taking a trip to the grocery store and you know you've got a pile of clothes or shoes that you don't need, you can take them with you and put them in those receptacles, is what they call them. The other thing that I want to talk about is bags. You can reuse bags all the time. You go to the grocery store and they give you those plastic bags. You can keep them at home. You can use them for trash bags. Maybe you might have a bag in your car to keep the trash that you maybe you have a snack and you finish eating your crackers and you put your trash in it. There's also paper bags and reusable cloth bags that you can take to the grocery store with you to get your groceries each time, so that we're not consuming or using all of those bags that you find at the grocery store, right?
Exactly. That's a good idea.
It really is. Okay, and the last thing that we want to talk about is reducing, which means to use less. There are lots of things that we could use less of, right? Fanny, there's something that kids do every day, at least twice a day, morning and night. What do you think they do? We just talked about this a couple episodes ago.
I know. It's something for your teeth.
You
brush your teeth every day.
That's right. We brush our teeth every single day. We turn that water on, we brush our teeth, and we touched on it just a little bit. We talked about how it's important to turn that off. We really didn't talk about why, but we don't want to be wasteful of that water. So water is something that we want to make sure that we're reducing the amount of that we use. So when you're brushing those teeth, make sure that you get your toothbrush wet, then you shut it off, brush your teeth, and then you turn it back on. We also want to make sure that we're not taking really long showers, or I know sometimes in the summertime, my kids are a little bit guilty of this. They turn the hose on to play in it, and then they just leave it running.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but that's a big waste of all that water. So make sure you're turning those faucets off when you're done and only using as much as you need. All right, now Fanny, this is the last thing we're going to talk about, reducing the amount that we use. This is something that we use to watch TV. This is something that we use to see at night. This is something that we use to keep our electronics on. Can you think of what that is?
I know, it's electricity.
It's electricity, yeah. Electricity uses a lot of energy. And so we want to make sure that we are reducing and only using as much as we need. So you may have seen them around your school, or maybe your parents have told you, when you leave a room, turn the lights off. There's no reason to keep it lit if you're not there, right? So we want to save electricity by making sure that we unplug things that we're not using, turn the lights off when we're not there, and make sure you don't, I know a lot of times my kids do this too, they might watch a show and then they get distracted and they run off and they do something else, but they leave the TV on, right?
Right, you gotta turn it off when you leave the room.
That's right, turn the electronics off all the way when you leave the room. So just by doing those three things, reducing, reusing, and recycling, we can help keep our earth cleaner.
Hey, that would be a good sentence for today.
You're right, that would be a great sentence for today. All right, well, why don't we get started? Okay, what did you want to write again, Fanny?
We
can
keep,
or help keep.
I think we can help.
We can help keep the earth
clean.
Okay. All right, we're going to start. I have my space rock here, and I'm going to keep it in my hand. I'm going to use it this time. All right, we always start on the left, and I'm going to start with an uppercase or capital. We. What letter is that?
W.
It's a W. We.
Is that space frog out?
I got it. We can. Nice job. That was a C. We can help. Ooh, there's that breathy sound again. Do you remember what letter that is?
H.
It's an H. We can help keep. Oh, now I'm confused. Do you know
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This one sounds like the C, but it's the other one.
It is. She's right. It's a tricky part of the English language. It sounds like the K sound, like in can, but it's a K. They both make that K sound, don't they? So we can help keep, and keep is with a K. Oh, my marker's squeaky. We can help keep the. That's a sight word. Earth. Oh, we're still over here, Fanny. One more. Okay, and there's something special about this word. Is this going to be a lowercase or an uppercase?
Is it the name of something?
It's the name of something. It's the planet we live on. So we're going to capitalize it. We can help keep the earth. All right, now we're going to move down. Clean.
Another k, k.
Another k, but this time it's the C. Yeah, clean. All right. What goes at the end of our sentence?
A period.
A period. All right.
It's like the stop sign.
It is like a stop sign. All right, let's read this again together. Ready?
We
can
can
help keep the
the
earth
earth
clean.
clean.
All right, let's count them. Ready? 1,
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 7 words this time. Okay, there was a very special sound that we talked about a lot. There are 2 different letters that make this sound, but I want to circle all the letters that make the sound, then we'll talk about it. Can you remember what sound was that? All right, I'm going to read it one more time and say stop when you hear me say the k sound. Ready?
Wait a minute. Are we doing both of them?
We're going to do both of them. Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
they both make that sound.
I want to make
But
sure I
then-
was listening for the
then-
right one.
Yeah, why don't we count how many C's we had and how many K's we had when we're done?
Okay,
Okay, are you ready?
ready.
We can
Stop.
Oh, okay. Where'd you hear it?
For can.
Very good. Here it is. We can help keep
Stop.
Oh, she's right.
There's another one for keep.
Very good. We can help keep the earth clean.
Stop. The clean word.
There it is. Okay, friends at home, help me. How many C's did we have? It looks like that. Ready? 1, 2. We had 2 C's and we had 1 K.
K.
Both make the k sound. I know, that can be confusing sometimes, can't it, Fanny?
Very.
Well, friends at home, I hope that you are mindful. That means you're thinking of ways that you can reduce, reuse, and recycle at home so that you can do your part to help keep the earth clean.
Hi friends, my name's Miss Bandis and I'm principal over at Captain Walter Francis Duke Elementary School. And today I'm going to be reading you a book called Miss Fox's Class Goes Green. It was written by Eileen Spinelli and illustrated by Ann Kennedy. Let's read. The morning Miss Fox came to school on a bicycle, her students were surprised. "Does your car have a flat tire?" asked Mouse. "No," said Miss Fox, "but cars pollute the air. I've decided to drive only when I must. I am going green." "You don't look sick to me," said Raccoon. Miss Fox chuckled. "Going green isn't about being sick. It's about keeping our earth healthy. Who will help?" Everyone piped up. "Me, me, me." "Wonderful," said Miss Fox. And then she wrote 3 things on the blackboard. Number 1, use less stuff. Recycle. Number 2, use less energy. Number 3, use less water. "Can you do it?" asked Miss Fox. "We can do it," the students replied. Miss Fox pumped her fist. "Yes, we're going green." Frog jumped up. "I can use less water," he grinned. "I can stop taking showers." Bunny pinched her nose. "You will get very stinky." Miss Fox said, "Frog doesn't have to stop taking showers. He can just take shorter ones." Squirrel called out, "I know how to save paper. No more homework." Miss Fox smiled. "That's not going to happen. But you can use both sides of the paper." Mouse said, "Turn off the lights when we leave a room." Bear had an idea too. "Sharpen old crayons." "Now you're talking," said Miss Fox. That night, Mouse stepped into the shower. She liked long, sudsy showers with lots of singing. But Mouse was going green, so she took a shorter shower and sang afterwards. Raccoon was getting ready for bed. "Brr," she said, "it's chilly." She thought of asking her mom to turn up the heat. But Raccoon wanted to be green. So she took an extra blanket from the shelf. When Squirrel saw Super Flash bubble-soled buzzard sneakers in Barney's shoe shop, he told his sister, "I want those." But Squirrel was green now, so he had second thoughts. There is still a lot of fun and run in my old sneakers. Bunny went to the supermarket with her dad. When her dad started packing groceries in a plastic bag, Bunny said, "It takes mucho years for one plastic bag to decompose." The next time Bunny and her dad went shopping, they brought along a bag made of cloth. On Saturday, young Bear was watching TV. His friend Possum stopped by. "Do you want to play ball?" he asked. Young Bear grabbed his glove and ran out the door. He was halfway down the street when he remembered something. "I forgot to turn off the TV." "So what?" said Possum. "So I'm going green," said Young Bear. "Wait just a minute. I'll be right back. I'll turn off the light, too." Frog went to visit Uncle Toad. Uncle Toad had a scooter in his shed. He was giving it to Frog. Frog couldn't wait to ride the scooter. But Uncle Toad also had old jars and newspapers in his shed, and Frog wanted to be green. "I can help you load those into your truck," said Frog. "We can take them to the recycling center. I can ride the scooter later." At school the next day, Miss Fox's class held a toy swap. "I'm tired of my sparkle yo-yo," said Bunny. "I'll trade you my umbrella hat," said Raccoon. "Who wants my T-Rex mask?" said Squirrel. "I'll take that," said Frog. "Here's my talking tomato." Day after day, Miss Fox's class made good green choices. They picked up litter from the schoolyard without being told. They planted a tree in honor of Miss Fox's birthday. One morning, the principal showed up at school on a bicycle. "Look," Bunny called, "Mr. Moose is going green too." The students cheered. The next day, Miss Fox's class had lots of company going green. Now, it was the whole school. That was Mrs. Fox's Class Goes Green. And you too can go green with your class if you try. Thanks, friends, for reading with me. I'll see you soon.
For today's Create segment, we're going to do a couple of different things to honor our Earth Day theme.
Okay.
And we are going to reuse things that may have been in your recycle bin.
Love it.
Okay? So let's start with newspaper or magazines, okay? So we're going to make just some animal pictures using newspapers and construction paper and scissors to cut them out. So I have, I've already pre-done them so that we can show you some ideas. And I have to admit, a lot of our Create segment ideas come from Pinterest. So these came straight from Pinterest. So if they look familiar, maybe you're another Pinterest fan. So we take newspaper and I cut or tear out a piece and you cut out a shape. And then I use my brown and black paper to accessorize or do details. So I made a dog. So we have our head and our body is made from the newspaper, and then we just did the ears and the face. I did a little bow tie for fun and a tail. So with the construction paper. So that's one idea. I should have brought my tape. And then I should have started with this one. This one is going to be a cat, so you just cut the head. So all I would add is maybe some stripes and some whiskers and eyes and I could add a tail, and I'd have a cat. And here's my little mouse. He did get his whiskers. And I used the black again for the eyes and cut out the white part of his eyes with newspaper. And when we talk about reusing, and when you're making projects, look at the amount of black paper I used for this. So it's really important to keep that bucket of supplies that we use. And I mean, honestly, a piece of paper that was this big is what I used to make this these eyes, this nose, and these accessories. All right, so our next project, we're actually going to dig in and use cardboard rolls.
Oh,
and
we have
we're
a lot of
gonna
those
make-
around the house.
Oh yes. And we're going to make something that goes with the idea of noticing.
Okay.
Because you talk about noticing quite a bit
We
on
do,
the show.
yeah.
We're gonna make binoculars.
Oh, how fun. Okay.
Okay? So you can use your short rolls
Okay.
and we can put them together to make our binoculars.
Okay.
Or you can take a paper towel roll, squeeze it, cut it in half, and make a bigger set of binoculars. Like that, okay? And I might need to measure that. And then to attach them, we can start with, I like the stapler because it's stronger.
Yeah.
So I might
It's quick and
staple one end, and then I need to trim mine while you're stapling yours so that they match.
Okay.
And then I brought in, you can use yarn or string so that we could hang this around our neck. If we want to
Okay.
go out and be a scientist, we could go exploring. I'm going to cut off a piece of string. If you have a hole puncher, you could hole punch and put this on. If not, you can staple or tape. I did not bring out the tape for this project, so I'm going to staple.
You could also, on last episode, you talked about that paper plate, and you could pinch it and just cut a little slit on the side
Ooh.
to create a hole
Mrs.
for that to
Day,
go
you are
through.
thinking. That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay. You can just stick it through.
And if this is tough for your little ones, an adult could help with the cutting part. So we'll put our string through that little cut and tie a little knot. Be a good time to practice tying, how you tie your shoes. Good fine motor exercise as well.
Absolutely.
And I really could have put that all the way through and just tied one. Is that what you did?
No, I tied both sides.
Okay. Now we could decorate these. I have paper here. You could use your extra magazine clippings if you wanted to cut out nature pictures, but then you could put them around your neck and go outside and look for all kinds of fun things. And then the important thing is when you're finished with this, you might hang up your little animals for an amount of time, but when you're finished with them, put them back in the recycle bin.
Yeah, they
Not
can
in the
be
trash can.
reused
Right,
for another project.
right. So have fun with the things in your recycle bin.
Hi, Kids Place families. I am here with lots of friends next to Lexington Park Elementary School. And in honor of Earth Day, we are going to pick up some trash. And in order to do it safely, I brought some materials. We're all going to wear gloves. And then we're going to walk alongside the parking lot here. And Fanny's going to join us. So, let's have some fun picking up some trash. All right, guys. Put those on. Welcome.
This is where you should put your trash, in the trash can.
If you would like to check us out more, you can find us at the local cable channel number 96 or on SMCPS YouTube. And you can also email us at kidsplace@smcps.org.
It's that time in the show where we have to say goodbye.
It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends.
Bye, friends.
See you next time.